Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akram Hafiz, and today I want to discuss about question one. First, the selling price per unit. The selling price per unit is calculated by dividing total sales of 600,000 ringgit by number of units sold, which is 30,000 units. Therefore, the selling price per unit is 20 ringgit per unit. Next, we go to the total variable cost. Total variable cost consists of variable cost of goods sold amounting to 300,000 ringgit and sales commission charged at 15% of total sales, which is 90,000 ringgit. And the total variable cost is 390,000 ringgit. And we go to the variable cost per unit. The total variable cost of 309,000 ringgit is divided by 30,000 units sold. As a result, the variable cost per unit is 13 ringgit per unit. Then, the total fixed cost is calculated by adding all fixed costs involved, which include fixed cost of goods sold of 6,000 ringgit, advertising expenses of 15,000 ringgit, rental expense of 12,000 ringgit, and administrative salaries of 30,000 ringgit, and insurance expense of 9,000 ringgit. The total fixed cost is 126,000 ringgit. We go to the contribution margin per unit. The contribution margin per unit is obtained by subtracting the variable cost per unit from the selling price per unit with a selling price of 20 ringgit and a variable cost of 13 ringgit. The contribution margin is 7 per unit. Based on this contribution margin, the contribution margin ratio is calculated by dividing the contribution margin per unit of 7 ringgit by selling price per unit of 20 ringgit and multiplying by 100%. Therefore, the contribution margin margin ratio of the company is 35%. Next, the break-even point in unit is determined by dividing the total fixed cost of 126,000 ringgit by contribution margin per unit of 7 ringgit. This shows that the company must sell 18,000 units to reach the break-even point. And finally, the break-even point in sales value is calculated by dividing the fixed cost of 126,000 ringgit by the contribution margin ratio of 35%. Therefore, the break-even sales amount is 360,000 ringgit, which is also need to selling 18,000 unit at a selling price of 20 ringgit per unit.
Hello, my name is Azim Abdullah Brasli and I'll talk about the target income net to sales ratio of 30%. Based on the formula given, target net income is equals to 30% times sales. Let's say sales equals to S, net income equals to 0.30S and sales equals to VC plus FC plus net income. Move to the calculation step, which is S equals to 0.65S plus 126,000 ringgit Malaysia and plus 0.3S. The next step is S equals to 0.59S plus 126,000 ringgit Malaysia. Where do we get 0.59S is the addition from 0.65 and 0.3. Next, 0.05S is equal to 126,000 ringgit Malaysia, and the final answer will be 2,520,000 ringgit Malaysia. Units required is we take the final answer and divide it by 20, and it will be 126,000 units. Current unit 30,000 to 126,000 units. So there is an increasement of 96,000 or 320%. So I'll talk about the possible actions to increase sales from 30,000 to 126,000 units. So the first one is market expansion. They can sell to more places and more type of customers. For an example, they can export their products to neighboring countries like Brunei. Number two is product diversification. They can sell different versions of the products to attract different customers. For an example, they can sell sliced pineapple or even crushed pineapples. Number three is enhanced marketing, which is they can tell more people about their products. For an example, they can create Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok ads. And last one is quality improvement, which is they can do a better packaging and get organic certification, and halal certification. That's all from me. Next, I'll talk about question 3, which is alternative to increase selling price if unit cannot increase. Formula is still same as before, but in here, units remain at 30,000. Sales equals to 30,000 P. Variable cost per unit still remains at RM 30 ringgit, and total variable cost is equals to 390 ringgit Malaysia, and target net income is equals to 9,000 P. So let's move on to the calculation steps. S equals to 30,000 P equals to RM 319 ringgit Malaysia plus 126 ringgit Malaysia plus 9,000 P. Move to the next step is 21,000 P equals to 516,000, and the final answer will be 24 ringgit point 70 per unit. So required price increase, there is increment from 20 ringgit to 24.57 ringgit. So in here we know that there are increment of 4 ringgit point 57 cents or equals to 22.85%. Lastly, I'll talk about the question 3, which is possibility analysis. So the first one is it is unlikely to succeed because a 23% price is increase is substantial. Next is demand elasticity concern, which is consumer may switch to the others competitor. And the third is market positioning, which is they must justify higher price with superior quality or unique features. And the lastly is recommendation, which is it is not advisable unless accompanied by significant product improvement.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Arif Abdullah bin Rosli and I will explain about the product improvement plan analysis. So step 1, we need to find the selling price. Before we can calculate anything, we need to know the price of one item. So the total sales is RM 600,000. Unit sold is 30,000 units. So the calculation is RM 600,000 divided by 30,000 unit equal to RM 20. We sell each product for RM 20. So step 2, we need to calculate the new cost per unit. First, production cost, COGS, 55% of the price. So the calculation is 0.55 times RM20 equal to RM11. 2, sales commission, 15% of the price. So the calculation is 0.15 times RM20 equals to RM3. So the total new cost is RM11 plus RM3 equal RM14. It costs us RM14 to make and sell one unit. Step 3 is we need to find the leftover money or contribution margin. Now we subtract the cost from the price to see what is left over to pay the bills. Price we get RM20 ringgit and cost we get RM14 ringgit. So the leftover is RM20 minus RM14, we get RM6. So every time we sell one item, we keep RM6 to help pay for the company fixed bill. Step 4, we look at the big picture with the new sales volume that is 90,000 units. So how we get it? First, current volume is 30,000 units. The increased amount is 30,000 units times 200% equals to 60,000 units. So the total new volume is 30,000 plus 60,000 equals to 90,000 units. Finally, the new income. The calculation is RM6 times 90,000 units minus RM 128,000, that total feed cost that we get earlier. So the next step is RM 540,000 minus RM 128,000 equals to RM 412,000. So the final new income is RM 412,000. Based on these calculations, the Nasi Sendirian Berhad should proceed with the plans. Why? Even though it costs more to make the product, RM14 instead of the old cost, they are selling 3 times more product because the quality is better and advertise more. Net income also increased from RM 84,000 to RM 412,000. It is increased 391% increase. Although the 30% target not met, 22.89% is still strong.
Good day, everyone. My name is Izzat. In this part, I will advise whether the company should approve the sales agent request to increase their commission to 20% or instead hire your own in-house sales staff. I will briefly explain both options and then give my final recommendation based on financial impact. For option A, the company total sales revenue is RM 600,000 based on 30,000 units sold at 20 ringgit per unit. If the commission rate is increased to 20%, the sale commission will become 120,000 ringgit. The total variable cost then is 420,000 ringgit. Next, the variable cost per unit will become RM 14 ringgit per unit. So, the contribution margin per unit is only RM 6 ringgit. After deducting fixed costs of 126,000 ringgit, the net income is only 54,000 ringgit for option A. So, the company only earned 54,000 ringgit as a profit in option A. Now, let us move to option B. The company planned to hire 6 sales employees. Each employee in 500 per month, so the annual fixed salary cost is 36,000 ringgit. They also receive 5% commission, which equal to 30,000 ringgit. Total salary-related costs will become 66,000 ringgit. Now for the cost, new total variable cost will be 303,000 ringgit. New total fixed cost will be 162,000 ringgit. The variable cost per unit become 11 ringgit per unit, so the contribution margin per unit increased to 9 ringgit. Finally, the net income is 108,000 ringgit. So under option B, the company earns 108,000 ringgit, which is double the profit of option A. In conclusion, I strongly recommend that the company does not approve the 20% commission request from the sales agent. Even though hiring in-house sales staff increased fixed costs, the lower commission rate significantly reduced the variable costs that lead to higher contribution margin, lower variable costs, double the net income, and also better control over the sales team. Therefore, hiring in-house sales staff is clearly more profitable and financially sustainable option for the company. That's all.
Now, let's discuss our strategic recommendation for 2025. To ensure the company long-term success and hit our profitability goals, we are proposing a combined approach across 6 key areas. First, we will transition to an in-house sales team. This move highly efficient and saves the company 54,000 ringgit annually compared to paying high external commission. Most importantly, it boosts our contribution margin from 7 ringgit to 9 ringgit per unit, giving us better direct control over our sales performance. Second, we will proceed with product quality improvement. Although this increase our variable cost, is a crucial investment to defend us from competitors. This plan is a project to surge our absolute net income by 391%, reaching a total of 412,000 ringgit. Third, we will adopt a gradual growth strategy. Instead of a unrealistic immediate jump, we will focus on sustainable growth, targeting a move from 30,000 ringgit to over 60,000 ringgit unit with the next 2 years. This ensures our supply chain can adapt effectively to the new demand. For our purchase strategy, we will maintain the 20 ringgit price point initially to capture market interest in our new quality standard. Once our brand position is stagnant, we can then consider a modest increase to 21 ringgit or 22 ringgit. Fifth is a cost control. As our sale volume increase, we will leverage economy of scale to the negative, better rate with our supply. We will also closely monitor our variable cost to ensure our net income ratio continue to trend upward. Finally, for market expansion, we are diversifying our reach. This includes exploring export opportunity, growing our e-commerce platform, and establishing B2B partnership with hotel and restaurant to reach premium market segment. To conclude, while the 30% net income to sales target is a long-term goal, this strategy can deliver a very healthy 22.89% ratio by focusing on quality improvement and operational efficiency through an in-house team. We are transforming our profit from 84,000 ringgit to a sustainable 412,000 ringgit. This roadmap ensures we remain competitive and profitable throughout 2025 and beyond. Thank you.